Hey, what's going on there, Dolphin Addicts? This is your host, the Gorilla Man himself, and you're listening to the Gorilla Man podcast. I am doing a late night show. I'm bored. Just thought I'd try a little experiment on my own. I'm running it solo tonight. So, just plan on doing a Dolphin show myself. I just did one on the Dolphin Addicts page with my good friends Dave Hiley, Chris Barker, Josh Ferris, Daniel Burt, Dave Martini. We had a few others, and I apologize. I know there was Sean from Florida that I just met tonight. I'd like to give all them boys a shout out. And then we also had Devontae from Canada. Give him a shout out too. Way to represent Canada up there. And I'm all here in Iowa, representing the middle of the heartland for Miami Nation. So just wanted to give a little, what's going on to the rest of the world anyways for Dolphin Nation. We're really not getting a whole lot of respect when it comes to anything to do with the Miami Dolphins. We're trying to be very optimistic, as the show was tonight for the Dolphin Addicts page and for the Blog Talk Radio show that we do every Wednesday night. 5:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, for those that want to join the show. It's every Wednesday night, so look it up on the Blog Talk Radio. Also, if you want to join the Dolphin Fanatic page, you're more than welcome to, and we look forward to talking to anybody that wants to talk Dolphin sports with us. So kind of want to talk about a few things. Noticing that a lot of people have been kind of downplaying our defensive players, saying that we're just kind of one injury away from a depletive players or whatever. If you look at it, we're pretty well stacked at the defensive line, especially if Deion Jordan gets reinstated into the NFL, and if he keeps his head, out of trouble, or about out of trouble, I should say, and stays clean and proves that he actually wants to be on this team, I think we should be better off, and that we'll be in pretty good shape if he can manage to keep Cameron Wake healthy and keep him on the field not as often, and we don't have to depend on him as much, with Mario Williams and Alonzo and Maxwell and everybody else. I mean, we got a very good defense this season, and hopefully we can get Jones signed, and get that squared away where we don't have to worry about him this year, because he's definitely going to be a safety to reckon with. It's just really kind of disheartening when my good friend Josh, the Sportsman Ferris, who is also an admin on the Dolphin Addicts page, or group, I'm sorry, he sent me a link tonight that a writer from one of the sports, I should call them the so-called experts, are projecting that we're going to go 4-12. Now, granted, we did do a lot of changes. We had a basic overhaul of our whole coaching staff. Now, I understand, Ross definitely did not want to mention that we did not do or we are not doing a rebuilding stage in this whole off season. Getting rid of Coach Campbell. In the beginning, I was really upset with the fact that we got rid of him. But the more I start thinking about it, and Dave Martini, he pretty much, it's Martinez, we just call him Martini, but he pretty much kind of brought to my attention too. He did make very good points that, he was depending on other coaches to kind of tell him when to throw the challenge flags, or he didn't really know when to really step up as a coach and be that leader that we actually needed. Now, whereas, with Coach Adam Gase, he has shown tremendous leadership since we've got him in here in the short amount of time that we've gotten him. He has already proven that he's a definite leader. He's come in right off the bat and has just basically called out the offensive line, said from point blank, you guys are soft. You guys are going to hit the weights. You need to get in there and you guys need to pound those weights and get in shape, because you guys spent more times on your back than you did upright. And we need to protect Tannehill more this season than we ever did the last 4 seasons, because with Coach Philbin behind the reins, we absolutely look like a team that just did not care. Like, our fans have been through the ringer. Enough is enough. But for these writers and these so-called experts to say that we're a 4-win team is, it's very disheartening. I guess I don't want to sound like that guy or that kind of a fan, I guess, if you want to say it. I don't know. I don't want to be the person that just kind of says, hey, I think we're better than that, and or just to be the fan that says we're going to win, all but 15. We're going to win 15 games or whatever this year. I don't see us winning more than 10 games, because I want to be a realistic fan. Maybe 11 tops, but I want to be a realistic fan. But we got a tough schedule this year. Starting off at Seattle week 1, it's going to be a tough game. It's going to be loud. We're going to be definitely challenged. But we can win that game. And we can definitely shock the world this season. We can definitely make a lot of teams think, oh my God, we never saw this coming. My biggest fear is, the main problems that we had last season with the defense is stopping the run. I'm worried that with our defense, trying to get players rotated in and out, trying to keep our defense fresh, keep the big guys, the main guys like Sue and Mario Williams and Wake in there as much as we can, but also keeping them fresh and rotating them out throughout plays and stuff without calling timeouts. I'm almost wondering, though, if offenses are going to try to get more faster to try to keep us on the field longer and to wear out our defense. I think they're going to try to go to the hurry-up offense a lot more this season, and I think that we're going to go to the hurry-up offense more this season, especially with Adam Gase basically cutting Ryan Tannehill loose, bringing the whole mentality in with basically the Peyton Manning effect. Now, what I mean by that is Peyton Manning basically had the ability to audible and make his own calls. I mean, he could basically run 5 plays at the line, boom, 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 and never look at the coach the whole time, or ever go to the line, or never call a timeout to go ask the coach what he thinks that we should do. Peyton Manning always knew what he wanted to do. He always had a play in mind for whatever the defense was showing. He knew what to audible and what to do. And I'm thinking that with Adam Gase there, and him being the apparent so-called quarterback whisperer, as everyone has been telling me, and with Jay Cutler, and I mean, hell, even Tim Tebow can attest this, they both were very good with Adam Gase as their coach. I know Cutler, he's never been a very good quarterback, even from the get-go, but, I mean, look at last season. Other than him getting injured, he actually looked like a decent quarterback for once. I mean, I picked him up in my fantasy league, and I did fairly well with Jay Cutler. And I'm not really much of a Cutler fan at all. I thought he sucked when he played for Denver. And I thought he sucked when he played for the Bears, but he was a different player under Gase. So, I mean, I'm very optimistic, and I'm very, very happy about tonight's show on the Dolphinatics page. And if you get a chance to listen to that podcast, I know there was a lot of people that called in tonight, and we are very, very, very thankful that everybody called in. We love it. We are very blessed that everybody calls in. And I don't have the number off the top of my head, but the next time that I make another podcast, I will definitely have it written down. I apologize, Josh Ferris. I will get it tattooed on my arm or whatever to get it reminded in my head to get it written down and put that on there. But anyways, to get back for Tannehill, I would love to see him more have the ability to go up to the line and see what the defense is showing and be able to audible and, throw a slant or do a trick play or do something, or just to protect the kid, because he has proven himself over the last 4 years that he can take a beating, but we shouldn't have to do that to our quarterback. I mean, he's a tough SOB, but he should not have to go through this amount of punishment. I mean, there's those Tannehill haters out there that just absolutely just want to just be done with him because it's the worst quarter. He's the worst thing that's ever happened to Miami. But you know what? What else is out there? What are you going to get? I mean, if you start Moore, I mean, he's definitely not going to be the answer for Miami. If you start Moore, we are definitely going to be a 4-win season, if that. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful to Moore. I'm trying to stay optimistic. But Tannehill is the answer. Hopefully, he will be the future of this team. So, only time will tell. And I want this to stay, a positive outlook on our team for many years to come. We definitely got a lot of key players from Carew and Drake out of Alabama, and we got Mighty Mouse out of Texas Tech. That dude, he's got some speed to him. They've been definitely